Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner podcast. Today's episode is for anyone who's ever thought, man, it is really tough to make friendships as an adult. Maybe you felt that in your city, your church, or your neighborhood. Let's talk today about how to build lasting friendships as an adult, the kind that bring joy, strength, and purpose to your walk with God. All this and more on the Rob Skinner podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. I'm recording this in front of the Boston Common, and it's a great time here in the spring. I'm just loving it. It's starting to warm up. I can feel the warmth in my back as the setting sun is just warming up this whole area. I want to talk today about how to build friendships as an adult. If we want great friendships as an adult, we're going to need to be intentional about that goal. We can't coast on our childhood success with friends. Let's just face it, it's totally different ballgame. Living in Boston, a common complaint that I hear from disciples and friends is people aren't warm. It's hard to make friends. It's hard to break into relationships. People don't reach out. People are too busy. People don't have time. And it's easy to feel isolated, alone, and left out. In her book, Let Them, Mel Robbins talks about making adult friends. She talks about how when we were children, making friends was a team sport. We spent time together daily, had the same activities, spent hours, days, weeks, summer camp, months, years together, and we were always around one another. Then there was what she calls the great scattering. After college, we all went our different ways. Because of that, friendships are more difficult to make and to maintain. We struggle to stay connected, to meet new people, and to maintain a team of good friends as an adult. Time, and here's what she says. She offers 3 tools for making friends as an adult: time, location, and energy. We have to spend time with each other. We need to be around them physically, and we need the chemistry or the energy in order to build and maintain friendships. I really think she's on to something here. And as I read that, I thought, man, she's really highlighting something we often don't really pay attention to. We just go, okay, I don't know why I'm not as connected to people. Why can't it be like it used to be? And she just kind of like explicates what's really going on here. Many people wonder what happened to their friendship mojo. It used to be so easy. I used to have tons of friends. And we and others are busy, and friendships suffer both in the number of friendships we have and the quality or the depth of the friendships we have with people. Jesus establishes a great model for us. Let's read here in the scripture. It says, one of those days, Jesus went out to a mountainside to pray and spent the night praying to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles. That's Luke chapter 6, verse 12 through 13. And Jesus says, Jesus went up on a mountainside, called to him those who wanted. They came to him. He appointed 12 that they might be with him and that he might send them out to preach and to have authority to drive out demons. That's from Mark chapter 3, 13 through 14. So what can we learn from Jesus about friendships? Okay, I think Jesus sets an incredible example, and we don't often think about it in those terms as like Jesus just making friends, because we think of that in kind of more like childhood terms. But Jesus, he's deliberately making friends. And so what can we learn from him? Number one, he prayed about his friendships. He asked for guidance. He went up and prayed about it all night. He asked for guidance as to who God wanted him to spend time with. He didn't leave it to chance, coincidence, or accident. He just said, okay, God, show me the friends that I need to be with and spend my time here on earth with. Here's the application. We need to ask God to put people in our lives and give us guidance to help us to build relationships. Stop griping. Stop whining. Stop whimpering about how people aren't loving or initiating with you, or they don't call you, or they don't remember your birthday. Pray to God about it. Second thing is Jesus called people to him. Jesus was intentional about building friendships. He went first, just at first. He initiated. He didn't wait for people to approach him. He didn't just wait, oh yeah, who's gonna really be loving toward me? Who's gonna give me the hug first? You need to be the person who initiates with people to introduce yourself first. Smile, be warm, invite people over. The kind of response you want from other people, that's how you need to be toward them. Okay, you got to really ask yourself, if you're complaining about how cold people are and how reserved they are, you need to ask yourself, are you that way? If you're that way, then what's really the problem here? Is you're either responding negatively or just setting a bad example. You're conforming to the culture rather than creating the culture that you want. So smile, be warm, invite people over, serve other people. In urban areas, people tend to be colder. They just tend to be more into themselves. So you have to call people to you, or you're going to be left out in the cold. You just have to make a choice. Next thing, he chose 12 to be closer than others. There were many who followed him, but 12 were closer than the rest. He concentrated his time and energy on a few people. Perhaps these were the ones he felt the most chemistry with or the energy. Not everyone is going to be a best friend. Concentrate your best time on those you feel a connection with. Then he intended to be with them. He appointed the 12 to be with him. He says that. He would share his life and teaching with these 12 people. And so he committed his time and location to be with these guys. So the things that Mel Robbins talks about in her book could be just picked directly out of the Gospels. Jesus followed that pattern. You have to be with people in both time spent and physical proximity. Now, here's the thing. Here's some real practical ways. How do you do that? Well, what going to church on Sundays and Wednesdays? Okay. Some of us, we just don't do it. And then we wonder why we have such an attitude towards people, why we're so critical of other people. And the real issue is we're not putting ourselves in proximity with other people that we could be friends with. And so it really creates a negative spiral where you're not initiating, you're not being around people that you could be friends with. Being Sunday and Wednesday, that's not the end all be all. But I go, are you taking advantage of the very obvious opportunities to build relationships with people? If not, really, you just got to go, why are you whining about it? You're contributing toward it. Rather, you're not a victim. You're contributing toward your isolation. So get involved with Bible studies, meet up for dinners, plan your schedule to be around people. There's no reason for you to be alone. Next, there's a purpose in his friendships. His love and friendship had a purpose. These men would be shaped by their friendship with him, and he would make them fishers of men. There's a spiritual foundation to their relationship. You need to have tons of friendships with so many different people, but understand you will always feel closest to those who share your faith and love for God. I always get a little bit, just have a little funny feeling about people that they walk away from God, they walk away from their purpose, they walk away from the fellowship, and then they just kind of lob, oh, well, those people, they don't call me anymore. They don't initiate. They just don't really care. And who did the walking? That person. But then they're critical because they want you to still be their friends when they've abandoned the purpose that brought them together in the first place. And I go, yes, you always need to be loving and caring, but we have a purpose to live for. We can't just abandon our purpose to chase after friendships for the sake of friendships alone. It's got to be a friendship plus a purpose. Jesus had a purpose in his friendships to go and train them to be fishers of men. And that's not wrong. That's right. And so, that's just a little side note there. I hope today that you've made a decision. You're going to imitate Jesus and make friendships like he did. Be intentional about it. Pray about it. Spend time with people. Call people to you. Go first. Be the initiator. There's no reason for you to be isolated. A 10X Christian is a person who's amazing at building great friendships. Thanks for listening. Here's how you can help support the program. First, sign up for my weekly newsletter. You can go to rodskinner.com and sign up for it. Secondly, read and review my latest book, The 10X Christian. You can find it on my website or go to amazon.com and buy a copy, because my goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Have a great day and make this life count.